The month of February is not quite here, but the February issue of Down East Magazine is now out. With us for a preview, the Editor-in-Chief, Will Grunewald. Thanks for coming in. Good to have you here as always, Will.
Yeah, great to be here.
So let's talk about some of what's in the magazine, and we'll begin with a nice profile of a guy in Waldoboro who is a wizard, and that's not an exaggeration when it comes to constructing really creative things with Legos.
Yeah. Colby Adelson is a Lego builder. I guess artist is probably an apter term for what he's doing.
Definitely combines the two.
And you know, he's absolutely not building from like a Lego kit. He's coming up with very grand projects of his own. I first saw one of his works at the Brunswick Public Library. He had recreated the boat from Bert Dow, the Robert McCloskey children's book.
This is what he's doing that is so distinctive, is he is recreating these main places, buildings, and so forth.
Yeah, and some of them are literal representations, like he's done the Camden Public Library, the Rockland Breakwater, but some of them are also sort of inspired by Maine. He has this wonderful small town scene that, you know, feels like a little bit of Camden and a little bit of Booth Bay, and it's got a Main Street and a working waterfront. And I think that one's actually currently at Maine Maritime Museum for anyone who wants to see it. But he's very talented.
His work is really neat. On to a topic that kind of strikes home this time of year when most of us are eating too much in the way of desserts and sweets. A fairly new dessert bar called Rococo Dessert Bar in the Kennebunks.
Yeah. So, you know, people who have spent time down that way know Rococo from its ice cream shop, I think, which has been around a while, and they're known for doing kind of zany flavor combinations like, you know, Earl Grey tea with rose hip jam and things like that. So the owner opened this dessert bar, which is exactly what it sounds like. You can get desserts and you can get drinks. It's this very sort of sumptuous environment that has like a Gatsby-esque deco vibe inside. And no surprise, the desserts are very creative. You may have registered one that is, they call it a sea bacon brownie sundae.
Yeah, I mean, the names of the desserts are so long and so descriptive that they're mouthwatering, but they're so long I can't even remember half of them.
Well, the thing that sticks in my mind from that one is that, you know, like the chocolate bacon combo is kind of well established now. Sea bacon, in this case, is crumbled smoked eel on top of your ice cream brownie sundae, which I haven't built up the courage to try yet, but I trust that it's good.
It's something worth considering.
Definitely.
Let's take a look at something that we could use this time of year, and that is more brightness, more color in our lives. And we're getting it through people in Maine who, thanks to hoop houses and grow lights, are really getting into the art of, not the art, but the farming skill of growing flowers and making them available this time of year.
Yeah, no, so this is, the Maine Flower Collective is this, I guess, consortium of farmers in Maine who grow flowers. And are trying to make Maine-grown flowers a viable option for florists and consumers on a year-round basis. Most flowers in Maine and around the country are imported, which is obviously not like the freshest things in the world. And by banding together, they're able to supply florists in a way that really makes it a sustainable business model.
It's an interesting niche that they're tapping into. Let's end with a piece that is on the cover. It's a look at Big Moose Mountain overlooking Moosehead Lake, one of the impressive ski areas in Maine, but it's got a past, a present, and future that are always kind of in doubt. So what were you looking at here with this piece?
Yeah, definitely. So I think that's the right way to describe it. It's, you know, almost, I mean, for decades, the future of the place has been up in the air. It's a really great mountain. It has big vertical drop, interesting terrain, beautiful views of the lake. It's had a series of ownership problems over the years that have really hampered it. Aging infrastructure. Today, a nonprofit group runs the mountain, and only the lower half of it. There's no summit access anymore, so it's become a little bit of a shell of its former self. And there are competing visions about how to keep it moving forward. It's beloved as a community mountain now. There are ideas percolating about, you know, turning it into a Four Seasons resort. I think everyone agrees that it's worth saving. Exactly how is the question.
There are a lot of different voices that are weighing in on this debate, and it's simply not clear what direction the mountain is going to go in.
Yeah, no, and it feels like it's kind of reaching maybe a pivotal moment, I think.
Yeah, it's an interesting piece. They're all interesting pieces. They're all in the February issue. Will Grunewald, pleasure to have you here as always. And we've got more information on these articles and more, and everything else you need to know about Down East. You'll find it in the 207 section of our app or website, and we'll return in a moment.